Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcomed to this live streaming. Going within. Meditation is an insight. Insight into what? Meditation is an insight that all goals are false. It is an understanding that desires lead nowhere. Seeing that is meditation. This is not a belief that you can get from me or Buddha or from Jesus or from anyone else. This is not knowledge. You have to see it. You can see it right now. You have lived your life. You have seen many motives. You have seen the goals not being fulfilled. You have been in turmoil. You thought what to do and what not to do. You have done many things. Have you thought where has all this led you to? Just look into it and make a decision for yourself. You had done so many things. Where has all these led you to? Just look into it. It's up to you to agree with me or not, and I'm not saying agree with me. It is simply a statement. A statement of a very simple fact. Maybe because it is simple, that's why you go on neglecting it. Mind is always interested in complex things. Simple things it overlooks. Mind is interested in complex things because something can be done with complex things. But simple things, what can you do with a simple phenomenon? So as a result, simple is always overlooked. Simple is ignored. It is so obvious that you never look into it. You go on looking, searching for complexities, because complexity, that which is complex, gives you a challenge, and mind always likes the challenge. In that challenge comes energy, friction, conflict, and you have to solve this problem. You have to prove that you can solve this problem. When a problem is there, you are thrilled by the excitement that there is a possibility to prove something, that you can do something. But I am stating a simple fact. It is not a problem. It does not give you any challenge. No challenge is given to you. It is simply there. You can look at it or you can avoid it. It's all up to you. And it does not shout. It is so simple. It doesn't say anything. You cannot even call it a still, small voice within you. It does not whisper at all. It is simply there. You can look into it, or you may not look into it. It's up to you. When I say look into it, it is up to you. Look into it. I mean, look into it right now, immediately. There is no need to wait or defer it for another time. That will not help you. And be quick when I say see it. Do see it, but quickly. Because if thinking comes in, the mind starts brooding. Why should I look into it? And it starts bringing thoughts, and the mind starts bringing prejudices, and you are in a philosophical state, many thoughts, and you have to choose which of these thought is right and which is not right. And speculation has started. You miss the existential moment. Mind always goes into right and wrong. This is right, this is wrong. You are suffering because you are not doing the right things. Most of us have smartphones these days. On a smartphone there is an app called Waze. It is a search app. When you are going somewhere, you know the destination, but you do not know the way how to reach there. You log in your destination on Waze, and it will start directing you. It keeps on showing through the mapping or the voice to turn this side or that side. But if you miss a turn for some reason or the other, it does not say that you are not doing the right things. It does not condemn you like any other religious person. Lucky thing, Waze is atheist, has nothing to do with religion. It is simply based on science and the satellite mapping of the finding the destination. If you miss your turn where you have to turn, it simply says recalculating the route. Doesn't condemn you. But religious people are very apt. Mind is very quick to condemn you, to criticize you, that you are not doing the right things. And mind is always interested in what is right, what is wrong. And the speculation has started. You miss the existential moment of going into the right, finding the right path to reach the destination. You know the destination, but you do not know the path. Your path is determined as you travel on it. So this app helps you in so that you can remain on your destination. And sometimes when you miss a moment and you miss a turn, it says it recalculates, you are delayed, and it will tell you what is the distance and what is the time of arrival. But the existential moment is right now, right here. Just have a look. And to look into the existential moment which is right now That is what meditation is all about. It is not concentration, it is not thinking, it is not this and that. That look into the existential moment is meditation. You have a cup of tea in front of you, you can drink it or you can philosophize it. You can go into the past when you went to the last restaurant or the last place. The tea was this, and you start talking about, yes, auntie, the last time you made the tea was very nice, but that tea is cremated, finished. The tea that is there in front of you right now can satiate you. Just seeing the falsity of a certain thing, of a certain state, is meditation. What would you gain by talking about those? About that which is not there. Umar Khayyam, a beautiful composition which has been, because his language was Persian. This is a composition in Urdu. क्या हो हासिल उनके जिक्र से जो पीकर मस्त हुए हैं. What shall you gain by talking about those that are gone, that are no more there? Emphasizing on looking in the moment. Meditation has no motive, and when it has no motive, there is no center. And because there is no motive, there is no center, there is no self. You do not function from a center in meditation. As a religious person, you function from a center. But when it comes to meditation, you do not function from a center. You act out of nothingness. The response out of nothingness is what meditation is all about. Do not say that nothingness means nothingness. If you know a little bit of physics, nothingness means totality. Because everything, there is nothingness. Meditation acts in the present, out of the present. It is a pure response to the present. It is not a reaction. It acts not out of conclusions. It acts seeing the existential, watching your life. There is a great difference when you act out of conclusions, and that is what we normally do. You see a man, you feel attracted, a beautiful man, looks very good, looks innocent, his eyes are beautiful, the wife is beautiful, and when the man introduces himself and he says, I am a Jew and you are a Christian, immediately something clicks, a distance is created. Now the man is no more innocent, the man is no more beautiful. You have a certain idea about the Jew, or if he is Christian and you are a Jew, then you have a certain idea about Christians. I have heard a Buddhist monk, a lady, reached a village in a winter night. It was cold all about. She knocked at the door. The door opened. The owner saw her in the garb of a monk, closed the door and he said, "In this village you will not get a place anywhere." This is how the religious people are. If you are a Muslim, you are welcomed in a Muslim family. If you are a Hindu, not. Religion has created separations. You immediately remembered what Christianity has done to Jews in the past, what other Christians have done to Jews, how they were tortured, how they tortured Jews in the past, down the ages, and suddenly he is Christian and something immediately changes. This is acting out of conclusions, prejudice, not looking at the man. Because the man may not be the man you think a Jew has to be, because each Jew, each Christian is different. Each Hindu is a different kind of a man. So is each Muslim. You cannot generalize about a person based on that Ram will die because Ram is a man and every man dies. Jews have done, Christians have done atrocities to Jews, so all Christians are bad. Or all Muslims are bad. You cannot act out of prejudice. You cannot act by categorizing the people, but the religion does it. You cannot pigeonhole people. Nobody can be pigeonholed. You may have been deceived by 100 communists, but you meet the 101 first communist did not go on believing in the category that mind is made up of. He may not be the same. This may be a different type of a person because no two persons are alike. But the problem with the religion is a mind-oriented game. You act out of mind. And that is where the problem comes in. Sufis say that the journey of the religion, the spiritual journey, begins when your energy moves from jazb and suluk and reaches the heart center, the Anhat chakra. From there, the journey into innerness begins, not before that, not from the mind, not from the nafs. Whenever you act out of conclusion, remember it is mind. And when you look into the present, this very moment, you do not allow any idea to obstruct the reality. Let's look at this simple thing. My first radio program in 1989, it was a 15 minutes program. That time the script I was preparing and the radio announcer used to read the script. It was, there is one of the most important act in our life, eating food. I said, do you know how do we eat our food? We have a platter full of delicious food in front of us. We have a morsel in our mouth, next one in the hands, and where your eyes are fixed on the platter. In that we do not enjoy what is in our mouth. And this is how the life goes on. So my announcer said, do you call this as a religious program? 20 years after, she realized that was a spiritual program. You go to the restaurant, the food is in front of you. What kind of talks do we engage in? You know, the last time when we came to the restaurant, we came with this one and that one, and we ordered this dish, and that food was very good. I do not know how the food of this restaurant will taste, but the last one was very good. So go and eat the last one food. But you have a food, a platter in front of you that can satiate you. But the mind comes in, prejudice comes in, and you have gone into the graveyards of the past. It cannot fulfill your appetite, it cannot satiate you. You have to enjoy what you have in front of you. This is living in the moment, and meditation is living in the moment. Do not tell me that you meditate every day, 2 hours, 3 hours, that is all bullshit. If you had been doing meditation, then you do not have to worry about anything. Living in the moment, when something is happening, enjoying it. So when this Buddhist monk was rejected, she went to another house, knocked at the door, the same treatment, rejected. She came out and she went under a tree and she slept. In the middle of night, she wake up and she saw the sky filled with stars and the moonlight. And suddenly she saw the flowers showering on her. There was tremendous joy. There was no prejudice. She did not condemn the people, why they did not accept me, why they did not allow me to come inside. When this was happening to her, she enjoyed it, and then suddenly she rushed to the house where she went first. She knocked at the door, the man opened and said, why have you come? And didn't I tell you that this village follows a different religion? She said, I have not come for that. I have come to thank you. If you did not reject me, I would have not experienced what I have done that. But what we will do? We will condemn. We will say things against that person, that these people call themselves religious. And what kind of religious people are these? A helpless woman in the winter, cold winter night you are rejecting? No, she accepted it in its totality, went under the tree with no warm clothes. The warmth of love surrounded her. The sky became the blanket. The star-studded sky became the blanket. And she slept. Meditation is not something you do in the morning and you are finished with it. It is a moment-to-moment happening. You have finished your meditation. As you finished the meditation, you come out and you shout, where is my tea? And you know after the meditation I take my tea, and the tea is not ready as yet. What is the purpose of your doing the meditation then? When you are not meditative, there is no understanding. Meditation is not something that you do in the morning and you are finished with it. It is something that has to go on every moment of your life. Then each moment will become a pearl, a diamond, to create, to prepare the garland, the rosary, walking, sleeping, sitting, talking, listening. It has to be like a climate around you. A mixed person remains, a relaxed person remains in it. A person goes on dropping the past and remains meditative. Sometimes when I go to the restaurant and they ask how the food tasting, I am not tasting it, I am eating it. And let me finish eating. So after that, how was the food? Which food you're talking about? There is no food in front of me. No, that you ate. Whatever I ate, I do not know. I didn't taste it. I just eat it. So you did not taste the food? No, I did not come to taste the food here. I have come here to have a lunch. To have a lunch or dinner is a different thing than tasting the food. I have not been invited to taste the food. You invited me to come for lunch or dinner. If I am a judge in a master chef competition, I will come and taste your food and tell you what it is there good and what it is not, what is missing. That's a different kind of a role, to taste the food and judge it, because I have to teach you something to learn. But when I have come to eat, the food is there in front of me. If there is anything I find is missing, I'll just go and add to it, without making a comment that it has less salt or more pepper or this or that. Living in the moment. Every moment it creates a climate. A relaxed person remains it. A person who goes on dropping the past and remains in the present is meditative. He never acts out of conclusions. Never, never, never. Those conclusions are your preconditionings, your prejudices, your desires, your fears, and all the rest of it. In short, you are there. Meditation happens when you are not there. You act. You means, when I say you are there, means past. When I say prejudices, means your past is there. You means all your experiences of the past, your memory, your ego sense, your intellect, all these things are there. When Adi Shankar was wandering in Himalayan mountains in search of a master, and he met Govind Padacharya. He asked him, "Who are you?" 8-year-old child composed Nirvan Shatkam and said, "Mano buddhi ahankar chittani naham." Man, buddhi, ahankar, chit, naham. I am neither of these. Na manhu, na buddhi, na ahankar, na chit. Memory, the storehouse of the memory, the ego sense, the intellect, and the mind that processes all this information. I am none of these. They do not allow the dead to overrule the living. That food that you're talking about, you have eaten last time, is not there, it is dead. And you are allowing it to overrule the dish that is there in front of you. It is getting cold. You mean all your experiences of the past. You do not allow the dead to overrule the living. Do not allow the past to influence your present, but we act out of the past. Do not allow death to overrule the life, and that is what meditation is all about. In short, in meditation you are not there. Death is not controlling the living. It is a kind of experience which gives you a different quality to live your life now and here. You do not live like a Hindu or a Mohammedan or Indian or German. You simply live as consciousness. Consciousness is not Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Indian, German, French, or anything else. When you live in the moment and there is nothing interfering, attention is total because there is no distraction. Distraction comes from the past or the future. When attention is total, the act is total. It leaves no residue. It goes on freeing you, giving you freedom. It never creates any cage for you, never imprisons you. And that is the ultimate goal of Buddha. Call it nirvana. That is the goal that Adi Shankar is talking about, Atma Shatkam or Nirvana Shatkam. Nirvana means freedom, utterly, absolutely undisturbed. You become an open sky. You can see the clear sky studded with stars and moons. There is no border to it. It is infinite. It is simply there, and then there is nothingness all around you, both within and without. Nothingness is the function of a meditative state of consciousness, not mind. Meditative state of consciousness. And in that consciousness is benediction. That nothingness itself is benediction. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.